How's it going, fellow fidgeters? This is the Fidget Professor here for you, and today I'm actually going to do a comparison video. So, on the left, we have the Wanwu Taia Sword fidget, and on the right, we have the T-Conceal sword fidget from Amazon. Now, one of the things to know about this is that this, even though I don't think it's still in production, it still runs anywhere from 150 to upwards of $350, $400, depending on which one you go with. I was lucky enough to find someone who was selling this at a much more affordable price, and so I was like, yeah, give it here. Here's money. I want it. But I started off with this one thinking that this one would be similar, but there's actually some very big differences between the two. So, for starters, we'll start with the Taia Sword. So, get that out of frame. Alright, so the Taia Sword is, I do believe, the Oil Slick Zirconium. As you can see, it's got that wonderful, nice shine on the sheath and on the handle. Alright, the person that I bought it from, it came with this nice, real pretty lanyard, and I really do think it adds to the visual effect of the sword, given that this is supposed to be kind of similar to a Tai Chi sword in some degree. The one thing that sets this apart from the other is, and I'm hoping you can hear it, let me get this a little closer. There's a faint, like, tuning fork sound. So, for anyone that knows of, like, the fidget guns, like the exoskeleton attachment, some of the fidget guns, like the Cineon, they do have a tuning fork sound to them, and I personally love that. I know some people don't. They're like, oh, I just want to fidget with it. I don't want to hear it. I personally love that sound, and this one definitely has it. And I think why it has it is what sets this apart from the T-Conceal. So let's pull this into frame and I will show you. So one thing to note about these is that if you look at the sword itself, you'll see that there are indentions here. Alright, each one of these circles is an indention. So backing up a little bit, this is made out of a zinc alloy. So as you can see, it doesn't have that nice, real pretty shine to it. It's still functional, but over time, you know, zinc alloy, it does degrade. But getting back to the video, if you look at the blade here, and I realize that the flash may make it difficult to see, but you will see that there's almost no indention here. And that's because the mechanism that makes these fidgets work is very different. So, with the Taia Sword, if you look closely at the edge, you'll see that there's these little buttons. That's what holds this in place. And because of that is why I think this has the tuning fork sound that you get. This is held together by magnets. So if you look inside, you'll see that there's these same circle sizes, about the same as is the same as these on this sword, and you can kind of see them inside. This is held together by magnets. Now, it doesn't give that sound that I like, but it does have one cool feature. So when you pull it, you can kind of feel the whole thing shake through your hand. It's like a small vibration. You don't really get that with the Taia Sword, but I guess it's a trade-off. So with the Taia Sword, you get that tuning fork sound, whereas with the T-Conceal version, you get that the haptic sound, that haptic feeling. Now, the only thing that worries me about this one is that, so with this being, I'm assuming spring-loaded because I haven't taken this apart. I'm one of these people with my fidgets, I don't take them apart if I don't have to. And that's only because sometimes getting them back together is not fun. But I do have the tools and all to take this apart if need be. But I think because these are spring loaded, that at some point these would wear out, whereas this is magnets, it's not going to do that. I do like this feature a little better. It doesn't have that haptic feel to it. However, with these little spring-loaded balls, and I'm going to try to do this in frame, you know, one hard jerk, you have to do it a couple of times for the blade to come out, whereas with this one, it's literally, it's out. I apologize for the volume on that. Like I said, both of these, they have their benefits. They have their feelings that, you know, exude certain things. Do I wish that there was a way to add the haptic effect from this one into this one? Yes. Is there probably a way? Very much so. I've just not looked into it because, like I said, I don't take my fidgets apart unless I absolutely have to. Whether that's adding expansion pieces or something needs to be repaired or anything like that. But overall, I do have to give it to the quality. So while I do like the haptic effect of this one outweighs by at least threefold, in my opinion. It's got that tuning fork sound. You know that the blade is going to stay in the sheath if it gets dropped, whereas with the other one, it's going to go flying, and God forbid it lands under the refrigerator. So that's going to be it for this video. The video that I'm going to do next week is actually going to be a comparison video of the Go Bigger Punk and the affordable version that was made, that's the plastic one. So, as I said, my name's the Fidget Professor, and I hope to see you next week.